So watch this top
Um,
part of his pull.
yeah.
Watch the finish. There.
Yeah.
You see that?
Oh, 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 I
You
do
see,
see
it's a
that.
little hitch on every rep. He's got a little hitch
Oh,
every rep.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. There's some pretty easily identifiable things here. Um,
Mm,
you know, so I want you to watch him as well. Watch him sit back on his heels whenever, right before he pulls, Byron. Watch him sit back onto his heels. Not that one. That one he did okay. It's his first rep. That one's
there.
okay. Now,
You can see the toe flip up a little bit there.
yes, he's sitting back onto his heels on the initial rep. But
Mm,
what's of real concern here, my friend, is this little
mm,
hitch. Every
hmm
single rep, we're in. What we want him to do, he's trying to immediately finish the rep. Give the deadlift time to mature, right? I
mm,
often say that in the gym. That means you've got to just stay in position and pull a little longer, and this thing's going to work itself out fine. Byron, you want to comment once
mm.
again on
Yeah.
the? I'm not sure where folks are picking up the bouncing of the plates. That is something that we often see done, and
Yeah.
whether this is good or bad, we often see this done in CrossFit communities. They'll, when they're doing something for time, they're bouncing the
Mm,
plate off the floor, and I could give you a whole host of reasons why that's not a good idea. But I'm assuming he's not a
mm.
CrossFit guy. He looks like a big, strong weightlifter. So let's
Yeah.
just
You feel
pray
like
that
one of
doesn't be.
us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just
absolutely.
we just sort this thing out. So Michael, as you saw already from the last form check we just did, we don't want the touch and go deadlift. We don't want that tap and go because we want you to reset in between each of the lifts. And the issue that as the barbell approaches and passes the knees, you get that kind of double knee bend, that what we call a hitching, where you're trying to now just kind of jerk that thing up the legs to just complete that rep. We can pretty much rectify that, and it comes from getting you to desist with the idea of rushing the deadlift and doing a touch and go, because once you've got yourself set correctly and your back set into extension, you're going to be able to hold that back position. Now, it's hard to it's hard sometimes to explain the process and it doesn't always come alive, but the good news is that Rip has a great article on the Starting Strength website. If you just go into the search box for the articles on the Starting Strength website and just type in deadlift and hitching, type in those keywords, that article will come right away and it will unpack the anatomy in detail of what's happening and why you've got yourself a problem. But in a nutshell, we need to make sure that you stop with the tap and go, that you set correctly into the start position. And that means getting your back in extension all the way down, including the lower back. As that is coming unlocked, that is contributing to the problem of this unwanted hitching that you've got. So the correct setup will put you in a position where you can initiate each one of the reps of the deadlift, and it will go a long way to eliminating the hitching issue. Adam, do you have any fast cues that you use when you see a hitch deadlift that you sometimes pull out that might be useful now? Any verbal cues at all?
I do, Byron.
Mm,
Now, I hope it's not overly technical for our
mm.
purposes here, but I say it's a kind of four words I use. Don't do that shit.
I think I
Stop it.
just
Cut
saw.
it out.
I ju- I think I just saw the clip of the week that's going to be put into a 30-second, very shareable social media clip. Hello, friends on social media. I know you saw that
Yeah.
one.
Don't do that shit. Cut it out. I have a taser in the gym, and anytime I see it,
Ah,
it usually only happens once. I gouge them with the taser, and it
mm,
provides that impulse of electricity, and then from then on they just stop hitching. Seriously. So what we'll say: stay in the pull, stay in the pull longer, right? To get rid of that hitch. That hitch is not a that is it's not effective at all. And we'll point back to Rip's article. By the way, that just appeared again on Starting Strength's main website in the right in last week. So go back and read that, my friend. It's going to give you a litany of reasons as to why we want you to cut that out. Stop that.
absolutely, absolutely. I think we'll have a look at Michael's press video next, if that's okay, Adam. We'll move on to that.